summary of the daf while we're waiting.
8 minutes sikum. We're good? Okay. Now that Robert's here. There we go. That's a shout out. No, nobody sees that way, so you just walked in. Okay, new parak gracious, I guess. I will point out that we have 1 week left to Chullin. That's unbelievable.
Last chance to join.
See you.
That's right. Each day now represents every Yom Chamishi, Yom Shishi. Okay. Zman Katzar v'Mlacha Meruba. Here we go. Says the Mishnah, Reishis Hagez, the shearing. Yeah, it works. Well done. Okay, good. Reishis Hagez, the shearing of the sheep. Noyeg ba'aretz u'bechutz la'aretz. Yeah, you have a chiyuv of Reishis Hagez ba'aretz u'bechutz la'aretz b'fnei habayis v'shelo b'fnei habayis, whether the Beis Hamikdash is kayim or not. Bechulin aval lo b'mukdashim. We will be spending most, if not all, of our day on this line. Bechulin aval lo b'mukdashim. Yeah, it's shaykh in Chulin. Akar ubetzayin. Okay, so Chaim relate to behemagasas and behemadakas, cows, oxen, and whatnot. Not and behemadakas. B'meruba ubemuat. Whether you're shechting many or few or one even, Reishis Hagez, eino noeg ela. It's only by behema dakas. Rashi points out, even by behema dakas, it's also limited, not by goats. We'll see later in the Gemara's why. Ve'eino noeg ela b'meruba. And Reishis Hagez is only shayach, it's only relevant. You only have a chiyuv of giving a part of the wool that you shear to the Kayan. The Mishnah explains right away. V'kamahu meruba, what's considered a lot? V'shamai omrim shtei rechelos, 2 sheep. Shenemar, we see in the pasuk by Yeshaya Hanavi. Shenemar yichya ish. So you see, tzon refers to 2. We should have a lot of bracha in our meat and in our cattle, and shtei tzon will be enough. That's already considered meruba. Beis Hillel omrim Chamesh, no, it has to be 5 sheep that you're shearing in order to be chayav the mitzvah of Reishis Hagez. Shenemar Chamesh Tzoin Asuyos. Yeah, Abigail sends David HaMelech Tzoin, and it says Chamesh Tzoin Asuyos. And the darshan Asuyos that it will make you do something. Asuyos make you do something. What is it going to make you do? Reishis Hagez. Yes, the chiyuv of Reishis Hagez will apply once you have 5 and above sheep. Fine. Now, how much of those 5 do you have to shear? Yeah, so you have 5 sheep that you're shearing. Now, how much of each one of those do you have to shear? He's following Beis Hillel Shita. Chamesh Rachelos Breizes Manu Gras. It's about, I saw this brought down, is about 600 grams or so in total that you're shearing. So if you have 5 sheep and you're shearing 600 grams total from these 5, okay, meaning about 120 grams from each one has to be. Yeah, so then you're going to have a chiyuv of giving the kayan some of that wool. How much of that wool you have to give to the kayan, we'll see in a second. But that's the qualification, okay? So you need 5 sheep, shearing about 120 grams of each of those sheep in order to be chayav the mitzvah of Reishis Hagez. Chayav is Reishis Hagez. No. Chamesh Rechelos Goizes Kol Shehen. As long as you shear from 5 sheep, it doesn't matter how much. We'll see soon that that's also qualified. It doesn't matter, the Gemara is going to say later, but certainly a significant amount less. So long that you're shearing a minimal amount of wool from each of the sheep, you're going to have a chiyuv of Reishis Hagez. The kama, now of that you shear, how much do you have to give to the Kohen? The kama noismin loy, mishkal chamesh slime, the amount of 5 slime the Yehuda, Shen Eser slime bagalo, which is the equivalent of 10 slime in bagalo. Their sellers were lighter, had less kesef on them. Okay. Now, next, the Mishnah says when you give it to the Kohen, it has to be below 20. The Gemara is going to qualify that later also, but right now, pashtus of the Mishnah means when you give it to them, it means when you're giving him this certain amount, you have to make sure that it's clean, right? The wool comes, it's all dirty and has all sorts of dirt and whatnot in it. So after you go through the process of cleaning it, there's a significantly less amount of wool that the Kohen has received. So you have to make sure, and this is what the Gemara is going to say later, you have to make sure that the Kohen at the end of the day, these amounts that we say, at the end of the day, it has to be whitened and not the dirty wool that you're giving him. Okay? Enough that he can make a small little beged, a chagura. The pasuk says, "Titen lo," give him shehebo kedei matana. There has to be an amount that's able to be given, something significant. Okay, the most least significant thing would be an article of clothing. Okay, lo hispek likno loy achetavai pater. Now, what if you came along and you already dyed the wool? Once you dyed the wool another color, so you can't be mekayim this mitzvah of giving it to him in white. You can't get it anymore clean. You are pater from the mitzvah. You have been mevata the mitzvah saseh. There's no chiyuv damim. There's nothing they point out. Rashi points out. This is livnoi lo ad tzavao pater. Livnoi v'lo tzavao chayav. What if you whitened it? Now over here, whitened it doesn't mean cleaning it, because we already said you have to give it to him clean. Bleaching it, exactly. What if you bleached it white? You bleached it white. That's not considered enough of a shinui that you're pater. You would still have a chiyuv to give the mitzvah of Reishis Hagez. Okay? So these are a few different mitzvahs or halachas that qualify or that relate to the mitzvah of Reishis Hagez. We saw the amount that you have to shear. From that sheared amount, how much you have to give, and the color with which you have to give it, or how much you have to give. Fine, the style. Next. If you take just the gez, just the wool of the oived kachavim, pater mereishis hagez. Animal itself doesn't belong to you. Ve'atzoin didei kapid kra, the law agizim didei. Okay, the chiyuv of reishis hagez applies to your sheep, not to your wool. Okay, you have to own the sheep. When you own the sheep, then you have a chiyuv of giving some of the wool. But if you don't own the sheep, meaning if the guy owns the sheep and you just bought the wool off him, then you have no mitzvah. Now, what if you're buying it from your friend who is a Yisrael, not a guy? You're buying the wool from your friend. Now, your friend already has a chiyuv of Reishis Hagez, right? He has a chiyuv of that. So you just buying the wool is not going to take away that chiyuv.
Chiyuv is on him, though, not on you, though.
Right, correct. But now you're buying the wool. So the question is, does that chiyuv transfer over, the chiyuv of the wool, does it transfer over to you? Are you buying that chiyuv as well, or not? That's the question. Okay. So in shear, if the seller says, "I'm leaving over some wool for myself," meaning he's not selling you all of the wool, then a moicher chayev. Then really, what he's leaving over is just a guess. If you had two types of wool, shechufois, which is like a gray, not black, not white, it's like a gray type of wool, ulevenos, and white. If he sold him the gray type of wool, not the white one, or the scharim of alon nekevas, the scharim of the kvasim and not the nekevas, zenois and la'atmo, zenois and la'atmo. Each one has a chiyuv in and of himself. I forgot to mention at the very beginning, because I never made this connection. This is very fascinating. I saw in one of the ha'aros, they bring down the Meiri, and the Meiri explains the whole concept of the matnas kahuna, and this is something that Rav Schoenberg alluded to yesterday. The whole idea of the matnas kahuna is all areas of the kohanim, meaning the Zor L'chaim and Keva is the meat that we give them to eat, and the bikurim that we give them is that they should have fruits and vegetables, and the truma that we give them is that they should have wine and that they should have oil, and the Reishis Hagez is that they should have clothing, that they don't have clothing, meaning all of these different elements, and then the different sados, stay haramim and stay achuzah, that's that they should have land as well, because since the Torah excluded them from owning land directly, so the Torah set up a mechanism where all areas of the Kohen, I never associated the 24 matnas kahuna to covering all of these different areas, right? But that's what's in this part. The Meiri brings that down. Daf Bereishis Hagez, that's to cover his clothing. You can make wool.
They also lose out on the spoils of the war.
They lose out what?
On the
spoils of war. They also don't get. They don't get anything.
So you're saying one sheep is more gray and one sheep is more white. They have to give a portion from each one, and
That's
not just
right.
a collective.
Assuming you have enough gray and you have enough white, but they are mutually exclusive.
So that means you have to have 2 gray ones and 2 white ones.
Or 5, according to Basil.
Or
5 and 5, right?
So if you only have 1 gray
And 5
and
white,
5 white, then you don't give. Is that
you'll
what it
give from
means?
the 5 white. Or if you have 1 gray and 4 white, then you won't give because you don't mix. That's exactly what the Mishnah says. Okay. Says the Gemara. Okay, so we pointed out, and I pointed out earlier, the Mishnah said, "Bechulin avalo b'mukdashim." The mitzvah of Reishis Segez only applies to behemoths that are chulin and not hekdesh, not mukdashim. Ask the Gemara, how come? The mukdashim my time alone. Amar kra tzayncha v'lo tzayn hekdesh. Okay, the pasuk in Dvarim says, and you have it on the side, and there's a pasuk that you want to know well because we're going to keep going back to it. Reishis degancha tiroshcha b'yitzharecha. That's referring to Truma. The first of your Dagan, Tirosh, and Yitzhar, you have to give to the Kayan. Ve'reishis Gez, and the first of your Giza, of your wool, Tzayncha, of your Tzayn Titan Lai. So here the Gemara's Darshanim, B'mudashim Aitam Alai, Amakrat Tzayncha, V'lot Tzayn Hekdesh. Has to be yours and not Hekdesh. Taima the Kasav Rahman Tzayncha. So here the mashmal says, since it says tzoncha, yours and not hekdesh, halav hachi. If not so, havamina kachim chayavim. If not for the pasuk, I would have a havamina that kachim are chayav bereshis against. Ask the Gemara, how come? Halav megiza ninu. Dechsiv v'lo tigas bechor tzornecha. You know, in order to be chayav bereshis against, you have to be able to be goizes it. You have to be able to shear it. But we know that kachim you can't shear. The pasuk says later by Bechor, v'lo tigos bechor tzonecha. Yeah, in Varm Tesvav, actually earlier, it says v'lo tigos goizes chatiten loy, and we darshan tzon chabalot tzon mugdashim. What's the havmina to think that you would have a chiyuv of being goizes tzon of mugdashim? We have a pasuk reverse v'lo tigos bechor tzoncha by kachim you're not goizes. Says the Gemara now, I bekachim mizbeach. By Bechor, that's talking about Kachim Mizbeach, and that's talking about Kedushas and Guf. But our Mishnah is coming to be Mechad something else. Hacha b'mayaskinan, b'kachim ben kabayis. We're talking about Kachim ben kabayis. Even by Kachim ben kabayis, if you have those Kachim, you're pater from Reishis Segez.
You makdish something?
Correct. If you makdish something to Kachim ben kabayis, I'm makdish something to say this is going to strengthen the base of Mikdash, not for Kachim Mizbeach. I would think that I have a chiyuv of shearing it, and that wool belongs to the Beis Hamikdash. Kamash Malon, not.
Surely,
It already belongs to them.
already, I was going to say, it belongs.
Oh, hold on. We're going to get there. V'hamar Rabbi Lazar Kachim ben Kabayis assume begiza v'avoida. What do you mean Rabbi Lazar already learned Kachim ben Kabayis? That's midurabanan. We would have a havmina since from the Torah, Kachim ben Kabayis really is chayav in Giza. Heicha the Gaza is lay, lasiv lay. So now, since it's only a derabanan that says it's asur begiza, what if I went and I did it anyway? What if I went and I sheared a Kachim ben Kabayis?
And what, the wool doesn't belong to the...
In a second, you're all asking the very next 3 words of the Gemara, but one second.
You can just make it hekdesh, and then the Bedek's vice can sell the animal. Is it back to the same status that you have to give again?
So this is the question now. Right now, the havamina is that midiraisa since I'm pater from Reishis Segez, and my chiyuv is only derabanan. So what if I go and I'm over the derabanan and I shear the wool? So now let's say I made some sort of kinyan for a second. I sheared the wool, right? And since I sheared it, maybe I have a chiyuv of Reishis Segez. Comes the Mishnah to teach me I don't have the chiyuv of Reishis Segez. Ask the Gemara what all of you are jumping and asking. I don't stand. V'hakadosh law. It's kadosh already. Kachim ben kabayis. You sheared it, so what? It belongs to the ben kabayis. Says the Gemara, no, because you would have thought the following thing: Sakadata chamina lifrog v'leisivle. We would think that if you're over the derabanan and you sheared it, so now you're going to say it belongs to Beis Hamikdash, but maybe we'll come and we'll knas you, or maybe the Torah is coming to be mechayev you and say, no, you're right, you were over the derabanan, you sheared it. So now what you have to do is you have to be paid it. You have to be paid it. And you have to give it to the Beis Hamikdash. You have to do 2 things. You have to pay it and give the money to the Beis Hamikdash. And now the wool itself, you also have to give some of it. What? To the Kohen. And the wool also, you have to take some of it and you have to give to the Kohen. That's the Havamina. And to that, the Pasuk is coming to tell you, the Mishnah is coming to be Mechadesh, Tzoncha Chullin avalo b'mekudashim. That's the Chiddush of the Mishnah. Okay? Ask the Gemara, hold on a second. But we know there's another halacha by Kachim. You have to do Hamad Ba'aracha. You have to take the sheep and you have to bring the sheep to you and you have to stand up the sheep in front of you and you have to do a ha'aracha when the sheep's in front of you of how much value this wool has. And you can't do that now. The sheep's dead. You already sheared it. You can't do that. So if you are of the Mandi Amar that holds that Kachi Bedek Abais does not need this din of Hamad Ba'aracha, then we have a Chiddush in the Mishnah. Then the Mishnah comes to explain to me very clearly, Tzoncha, meaning to teach me Chulin avalom mukdashim, talking about Kachi Bedek Abayis, and you were over the Derabanan, and you have this wool, and you had a Havamin, and maybe you have to be paid and not, and do this whole convoluted situation. Kamash Malan not. But Ela Lamanda Amar, that you need Hamad Ba'aracha, Ela Lamanda Amar Hayu, part of the Hamad Ba'aracha Ma'ika L'Meimar. So Amar of Mani Bar Patish Mishum Rabiyana Hema, but I'm not Makdish the Gizars. So I might think, since I'm not Makdish the wool of this behema, I might think that when I shear it, I have a chiyuv of rachis, I guess. Kamash Malan Adam. Sakedat Achamina Ligzos Veleisiv Lei Amakrat Tzoncha Veloy Tzon Shel Hekdesh. That's the Havmina. Ask the Gemara, no good. So that's not just Kachim Bedek Abayis, maybe Kachim Mizbeach also. Yeah, says the Gemara, no, Kachim Mizbeach is kachashi. When you shear it, so you're ruining the meat of the behema. So it can't be when you say, except for the wool, and then you're going to shear it, I'm going to hide in the wool, can't be, because you're ruining the meat of the behema. Says the Gemara, what you're all thinking, Kachim Bedek Abayis nami kachashi. You're also going to ruin the Amar. So says the Gemara, you're right. The Amar chutz migiza ukrisha, meaning, I'm being makdish this behema minus what I shear and what I'm being makdish in that behema. Meaning, don't hold me accountable. I'm not over in Nisr Me'ilah. Everything is fine. Okay? I'm being makdish just minus what I shear and that what gets ruined in the animal itself when I shear it. So I'm not over any Isurei Hekdesh over here. Says the Gemara. So then you can be mamid the Mishnah like that also. Kacham Mizbeach Nami. Damar chutz migiza ukrisha. Says the Gemara, Filahachi Pashta Kedusha B'Kula. You can't do that. When you're makdish Kachim Mizbeach, when you say I'm makdish the behema but not the wool, everything gets included. Everything gets thrown in there. It's mitpashet. It spreads on the whole animal. How do I know that? Uminat Timrei Damar Rabbi. It says by Mugdashim, when you want to be makdish an oila, so you want to be a trickster, and you say I'm makdish the foot of this animal as an oila. Ragla shozu oila. Says the Gemara, kula oila. The whole behema, it's mispashet on the whole behema. The whole behema becomes oila. Va'afilu l'Rameir, even Rameir who argues over there, Damar, ein kula oila, hani milei daktish davar shena neshama tluya boy. That tells you makdish the foot. Aval makdish davar shena neshama tluya boy. But if you say, I'm being makdish the heart and the liver of this animal, yeah, so that's davar shena neshama tluya boy, then even Rameir would agree that by Kachim Mizbeach, it's mispashet to the whole animal.
No, I don't understand. We're saying that according to our mayor, you can be makdish something
Just the foot.
except something that's life-threatening. The wool is not. So you can say, I'm not being makdish.
No, you're saying the opposite. Over here, we're saying the whole behema I'm being makdish, except for the wool.
Yeah.
And that the Chiddush is saying, and that the Mishnah is telling us, that doesn't work. That's the Chiddush of the Mishnah. Does not work.
Bedek Abayis works, but Makdish Mizbeach does not work.
Right. In all these cases, you'll be putter from Kachim Bedek Abayis, and that's the Chiddush of the Mishnah, a very convoluted, funny case that the Mishnah is coming to teach us. Yeah? A behema that you're makdish to Bedek Abayis, except for the Giza and the Akasha, you would think you're chayav, Kamash Malan, you're putter. Rava doesn't like this whole thing, says way too complicated. Ramar, no, the makdish Giza Atzma. No, scratch that. Our Mishnah is coming to be machadish. Your putter, your makdish, just the giza. Okay? Sakadaita chamina. You might think ligzois velifroik ve'leisiv lei. You might think you have a chiyuv. when you're matched to Giza, so we might think you have the following chiyas. Let me shear the wool, then let me be paid to the wool, and let me give my rachis against to the kohen. Amar Kra, Gez Saincha Titein Loi. Mishaena Mechuzer Ela Geziza Unesina. Okay? If you look at the pasuk, it could say Gez Sain Titein Loi. That means Gez, shear, and give. No pedia involved. Okay? Yatzazeh Shemechuzer Geziza Pedia Venesina. Ask the Gemara, that's very nice. Now you have an extra word because you don't need the word Gez Saincha. You could just say Gez Sain. If the leader is from the word gez, shear, and titen lo, and give right away without any pedia involved, without needing to be by there, so just say gez soin titen lo. Elat soincha l'mayasa. What's the chiddush of the word soincha? Look at the Tanya. Now focus on this brisa because the next one is going to focus just on this brisa. Look at the Tanya. Brisa says, "Behemas hashutfim chayev bereishis agez." What if you and me and Daddy Cornbooth are partners in the tzad? Do we together have a chiyuv of giving rachis agez to the kohen? Okay, so
with the kohen.
right now, no, just two Israelim, not the kohen. Two Israelim must ship.
What's the question?
It says Tzoncha.
That's what we're going to see in a second. The question. Okay, that's what they're going to darshan right now.
Only yours.
Behemas hashutfim chayev berachis agez. Rabbi Loi Paiter. Okay?
I made the mistake.
So it's a machlokes. What's that?
I advised never to enter the shutfus.
Oh,
And I replied, I haven't made that mistake.
you made that mistake. Got it. Behemoth the Sitrin Chai Bereshis Agaz. So we have a chiyuv to give Bereshis Agaz. Rabbi Loi says, you're pater. My time at the Rabbi Loi. How come according to Rabbi Loi, you're pater from Bereshis Agaz? Amar Kra, Soincha, V'loi Shel Shutfus. Again, let's go back to the pasuk. We read the pasuk. Bereshis Agaz, Soincha, yours. V'loi Shel Shutfim. V'Rabbanan says, no. That's Limute Shutfus Avodas Kachavim. You're right, it's to be made Shutfim, but that's only Shutfus with a guy, not Shutfus with a Jew. Rabbi Loi, no, Shutfus Doiv Kachavim Minalei. How does he know Shutfus with a guy is going to pater you from Bereshis Agaz? Naftalei Miresha Dekra. Look at the beginning of the pasuk. The beginning of the pasuk that's talking about Truma says, Rashis the Guncha, Vilai Shitfus Ovid Kachavim. That's referring to Shitfus of Ovid Kachavim as well. And he connects Shitfus of Ovid Kachavim and of Truma and also Rashis Agaz. You can learn it all from the Reisha of the pasuk. V'Rabbanan, Rashis Hipsika Inyan. If you look at the pasuk says, Rashis the Guncha Tirosha V'Yitzarecha, Ve'Rashis Gaz Tzoncha Titein Loi. The fact that it says Rashis again stops the pasuk to say, don't learn from the Resha to the Seifa. So you can only learn the Resha relating to Truma, and you can only learn the Seifa relating to Rashis again. That's what Rabbanan hold. For Rabbi Loi, Vav Hadar Arve, it says Verashis Soincha. The Vav connects them back again. So I can learn back from the Resha of the pasuk. The Rabbanan say, no, that's very complicated. If you wanted to connect the two, the Rabbanan, loy nichtav rachmana loy vav, v'lo rashis. Don't write the vav mechaber, don't write rashis. If you wanted to be able to learn one from the other, just leave out the whole word. Rabbi Loi, what's the reason the pasuk split them up? Id the high kedushas damim, high kedushas aguf. Pasuk leiv hadar arvilahu. Says Rabbi Loi, no, they're talking about two different inyanim. One's kedushas aguf, one kedushas damim. Don't mix the two up. Yeah, and therefore we wrote it. Fine. In any case, you see that it's a machlokes, Rabbi Loi and Chachamim, whether when you are a shutaf with a Yisrael, you're chayav in Rashis Agaz. According to Rabbi Loi, you're pater. According to Chachamim, you're chayav. Chayav in Rashis Agaz, or pater in Rashis Agaz. V'bay seima shutfus oivit kachavim bitruma rabbanan chayuvim mechayvei. Right. The reason we said that Rabbanan don't learn like Rabbi Loi that you're pater is because they had said that they need the seif of the pasuk to teach you that you're pater by a goy, and from the Reisha of the pasuk. We're saying Chachamim couldn't learn from the Reisha of the pasuk that you're pater with a guy because they hold you're chayav in truma with a guy. The Tanya Yisrael v'Kachavim shelakhu sadeh b'shutfus. Here you have a Jew and a guy. that have a sadeh b'shutfas. Okay? The Chullin mu'uravim zeh b'zeh divrei Rebbe. After they split up the sadeh, now what do we say? Do we say that the Yisrael has his chelek and he can be mafish his truma, or do we say that there's also a chelek of the guy that's mixed in to the Jews' chelek, and there's a chelek of the Jews that's mixed into the guy's chelek? What question is this going to lead us
On
into?
agreement. On agreement. They split up the land, or they work it, the whole thing together.
The whole thing together belongs to the two of us, and now we're splitting it up. Do we say that part of the guy's chelek is also mine and part of mine is also by the guy? Or do we say it's an even split and the Jew gets all the Jew land and the guy gets all the guy land? If the Jew gets all the Jew land, now he has a chiyuv of trumas and maishus, right? But if it's mixed in with the guy's, so now he's stuck. And what does he do? Yeah, he's not going to have a chiyuv of trumas and maishus until he figures out how to make it all Jewish, so to speak. So there's the machlokes. The time Yisrael ve'ekacham shelakhu sada b'shutfas. Tevel ve'chulin mu'uravim zeh b'zeh divrei Rebbe. Omer shel Yisrael chayev v'shel oived kachavim pater. Now, ad kan lo pligi ela demar savar yesh breira, right? Reb Shimon and Gamliel is going to hold yesh breira, and it's muvrar now lemafreya. Now that I have my chelek, it's clear lemafreya that this was always my chelek, and now I have a chiyuv of chumas and maisros. Yeah, and Rebbe holds Amar Savar aim breira. But everybody, you see from this brisa that everybody agrees, both Rebbe and Rav Shimon Gamliel, that certainly in concept, Avada, I'm going to be chayav when there's a shutfus. There's just a technical problem. Do we say that the guy's chelek is here or not? How do we get out of it?
If he went and said, I own, Jew said I hide the fleece, and the goy owned parts of the meat, then maybe it would be.
You're right. If the shutfus is very clear, well, no, because we said that to be chayav and reishis agez, you have to own the tzon cha,
But what is
and not the wool. Tzon is the animal itself. That's what we said in Amin.
What's the animal itself? Well, it's the sheep, the whole sheep. That means you can never have a shutfus.
That means the meat
Let's say
also.
the head is the main part of the sheep. So someone's head, someone's the legs, and so on.
And that's exactly what we're saying. When you have a shutfus in the sheep, you're pater from Meshach, yes. Exactly. In any parts of
Because it's
it.
impossible to, you need all parts of the sheep.
In order for it to be a sheep. Right. Right.
It's a bit like the Evet.
Like the Evet.
The Evet, it's owned by Jew and Goy. How do you mishachar? One of them gives mishachar the Evet,
His part.
his part, and it's kind of stuck. Two shifrim own an Evet.
Another answer. Viva Isema.
It's not the same. Here you actually are dividing. The question is, when you make the division afterwards, is it retrospective to show what your
What
share
belongs to
was
who?
in the
What
shutfus
belongs to who?
pillar? You're going to make it that you own that all the way from the beginning, while it was still a shutfus.
Viva Isema. Another way to learn this machlokes between Rabbi and Chachamim. Again, whether shutfus with Yisrael is chayav or pater and Meshach. Yes. Viva Isema. Tarvayu l'Rabbi mitzayin cha nafka. Shutfus with a guy. And shutfus with Yisrael, he learns it all from the word Saincha, the Sefer of the Pasuk, Reishis Ges Saincha Titen Loi. That's to teach you that when you have a shutfus with a guy, or you have a shutfus with Yisrael, it doesn't matter. You are pater from the mitzvah of Reishis Hagez. How does he know? Because the word says Saincha, it has to belong to you. Shutfus David Kachavim, my taima, the Lomiachtelei Yisrael. Yeah, the Lomiachtelei. How come you're going to be pater from the shutfus with the guy? Because it's not miyuchat to you. LeYisrael, nami lamiachtalei. Yeah, when I'm a shutaf for the Yisrael, with all due respect, it's also not miyuchat to me. Since I have a shutaf, I'm pater. And that's why the word saincha itself can teach me that I'm pater completely. For Rabbanan say, no, there's a very significant difference. Oived kachavim la bar chiyuvahu. A guy is not bar chiyuv. So you're right. When you're a shutaf with a guy, you can't say that it's tzoincha, it's yours. But when you're a shutaf with Yisrael bar chiyuvahu. Another Yisrael is a bar chiyuva. And since each Yisrael is called an individual, a yachid, I am a Yisrael, so I could say that it's tzoincha belonging to me. It's belonging to you also, but each one of us individually is considered belonging to us, and therefore a shutfus with Yisrael, you will be chayav and reishis against Okay, so to sum up, we have a machlekes, whether Reish Sagaz, when you're shutaf with a Yisrael, you're chayev or not. According to Chachamim, you're chayev. According to Abdullah, you're pater. Where we learn it out from, that's what the Gemara discussed here on the top of Amud Aleph, of Amud Beis, and the bottom of Amud Aleph, of Amud Hey. And everybody agrees when you're shutaf with a guy in the tzon, you are pater from Reish Sagaz. Clear? Clear. Amar Rava. Now, there's certain instances, and now follow this setup. This is going to flow very easy. It's going to take us 5 minutes. This on Amud Aleph. This is going to follow on the next daf. Also, this setup of the methodology of how the Gemara sets this up is just going to keep repeating. Now, there's certain matanos of the Chaf Daled matanos that even Rabbi Lai holds. Right? Rabbi Lai just said that by this matana of Reish Sagaz, when you're a shutaf, you're pater from giving this matana to the kayan. Says the Gemara now, we're going to go through about 5 or 6 or maybe even more, 8, 10 different matanos and 10 different mitzvahs. The Rabbi Lai is going to say that even Rabbi Lai is going to agree when you're a shutaf, you're still minded Rabbi Lai. Rabbi Lai is minded by truma. Afagav dichsiv digancha. So the gancha should seemingly be didcha in the shutfus Lai, right? Dafka if it's yours, but if it's a shutaf not. Nevertheless, kasav rachmana truma seichem. Yeah. Anything that's belonging to all of you. If so, ela degancha lamali. So why does it say degancha, seemingly just yours? Limute shutfus kachavim. Okay, that's to teach you that if you're shutaf with a guy, you're pater from truma. Okay, that's the whole setup, and that setup is going to copy itself, copy and paste now to numerous verses. Very, very easy. Next, chala. Afagav if rachis. Vehicle Maimer, Nailaf Rashis, Mirashis Agaz. Maybe we'll learn Rashis from Rashis Agaz. Mala Hala the Shutfus Loi, Afkan the Shutfus Loi. Just like Rashis Agaz, Rabbi Lai says that you don't give when you're shutaf. So here too, by Chala, don't give when you're shutaf. Ariso Seichem, belonging to all of you, what's in the baskets. Ela Kaima the Siv Ariso Seichem, Halav Hachi, Havamina Nailaf Rashis, Mirashis Agaz. If it didn't say Ariso Seichem, think I should learn Rashis Agaz to pater me when I'm a shutaf? Adarabba, Neilif Mitruma. Why don't we learn from Truma that we just learned that you're chayev? And Rashi points out, the Gemara Baba Kama teaches us when you have a limud of lekula or lechumra, we're allowed that a shutaf is chayev. It says the Gemara Hachanami, you're right. Ela risoy seichem lamali. Why do I have a risoy seichem? Kedei ariso seichem. Hashem in the midbar told Klal Yisrael, you see how much challah you have in your baskets over there? You see how much you have, how much dough you have? That's how much is going to be mechayev you in challah. To teach you l'dairos that this is the amount that you need in order to be chayev in challah. Peah, let's move on to the mitzvah. Agav dichsiv sadcha, which means didcha in shutfus loy, only if it belongs to you and not a shutfus. Nevertheless, so you would think a shutaf is pater from peah. Nevertheless, kasav rachmana uvekutzreichem esksir artseichem. Yeah, it says artseichem, belonging to all of you. So even if you're a shutaf, you're chayav in the mitzvah of peah.
But if you're a shutaf with a goy,
Ela sadcha lamali. So why does it say sadcha, which is individual? Limute shutfus arvit kochavim. Yeah, answers your question, Yasi. Bechayra, what about bechayra? Afagav desiv kol bechora sheyivalid bimkarcha ubetzoincha, which means didcha in the shutfus loy. Nevertheless, kasav rachmana achem ubetzoinchem. After your question, Yasi. Ela bkarcha ubetzoincha lamali. Limute shutfus arvit kochavim. You guys getting the hang of this?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. It's all following. Mezuzah. Yeah, that's the end of it. Well, Mezuzah. What
We just got the hang of it.
We'll do one. We'll do one more very quickly. Mezuzah. Afagav dechsiv beischa didcha in shutfus loy. So if you're a shutef, you shouldn't be chayev in mezuzah. Kasav rachmana l'man yirbu yimeichem v'yimei b'neichem. By the schar of mezuzah, it says l'man yirbu yimeichem v'yimei b'neichem. Wow, we got you till the very end. That's amazing. What an accomplishment. Okay. 5-2. L'man yirbu yimeichem v'yimei b'neichem v'ela beischa l'mai asa.
You say shema.
Yeah, that's right. Beisecha, good. Okay. Ela beisecha l'mai asa. What does it come to teach you? Likidei rabba. Dama rabba. Derech biyascha min hayamin. Yeah, Taisus asks and leaves with a question. Why don't we say limute shifasad kochavim? If I own a house with a guy, maybe I'd be pater from mezuzah. Taisus leaves that as a question.
Every
Gave you back your
every
4
real
minutes.
estate guy gets funding from a guy, so then
What's the funny? You're not allowed to give them money on the car.
Thank you.
That's not that good every summer.
Don says that the chiyuv on the house